Welcome to the National Cable Television Association Convention 2010 in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Pomerantz. We thank you for joining us. My guest today is Bob Gold. He is a public relations specialist in the communications arena. Sir, it's so good to have you on our program. Thank you so much.
Hey Brad, thanks for having me here. What a pleasure.
I want to talk to you about communications. When we were kids, we communicated by talking.
Yeah.
Today, communications is different. How are we communicating?
Well, when I was a kid, I talked through 2 orange juice cans.
Exactly.
I had a string between them.
I remember those
days. It ain't
days.
that way no more,
Right.
brother. Today, how we communicate is multidimensional and multi-platform at the same time. But that means we're watching TV, we're talking on our cell phone, we're on Facebook, we're on the PC, we're texting, we're Twittering. What a cacophony of noise and how many messages we're getting.
Let's talk about the cacophony, because I gotta tell you, how's that for an SAT word? I gotta tell you, sometimes I feel overwhelmed by the input. And I guess my question is it because I am older and as a result, I am not used to that flood of information?
Great question, Brad. Let's talk about noise. In 1995, before the internet as we know it came along, UCLA researchers did a study to find out how many call to action messages the average consumer had in a day. Care to take a guess? With newspaper, radio, television?
10.
No. Over 1,500 messages that said, buy this, do this, read this.
Messages.
Messages.
In 1995?
1995, 1,500 a day. Can you imagine in a world of electronic communications what we're experiencing now?
What is it?
Now, I haven't seen the latest number, but it's probably to the 10th power.
Let's talk about Facebook and Twitter.
Sure.
They are different. For those of you that may not realize it, Facebook seems a little more in-depth. Twitter is quick, action-packed. What's your sense of those two ubiquitous social networking sites?
Let's talk about Facebook for just a second. Today, if Facebook were a country, it would be the 3rd largest country in the planet.
I heard it gets more hits now than Google.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, it's great. In fact, you know what the #1 photo sharing site is on the internet?
Facebook?
Facebook. You got it right. It's a very dynamic platform.
No doubt the younger generation is hooked on Facebook, on Twitter. Although my dad is part of Facebook. How do we see the older generations, old folks like us? Are they signing up for Facebook, for Twitter?
Fastest growth rate on the internet usage today is folks that are baby boomers.
So that's 45 plus, 50
45
plus.
plus, yes, my age. But let me tell you something. Today, what we say online can be seen by anyone and researched by anyone. If you're looking to get a job, you know, what you say on your Facebook page will be looked at by the HR department.
A negative to some, but in some ways, and maybe I'm showing my bias for the advertising industry, but a boom for those advertisers, those companies that are trying to target specifically. I don't mind if an advertiser targets me specifically. I may want the product. I want them to find me.
Well, that's right. And it's also a good news if you're a Time Warner Cable customer, because if you're having a problem and you decide to complain about it online in a Twitter, in a Facebook post, or someplace else, chances are Time Warner is going to want to find you and be able to respond to give you a better experience.
Can I tell you, someone was talking about me online as it relates to my hosting services for Time Warner Cable. I got a Google message about it.
There you go.
Fortunately, they were saying nice things. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bob and I are coming to you from the 2010 National Cable Telecommunications Association Convention here in Los Angeles. We thank you so much for watching.